What if your Minecraft world had a dark mirrored version? At first, it sounds unthinkable until you realize it's possible. I spent countless days building this dimension, which led to... But first, I built this bridge, which will be a barrier between the mirror dimension and the normal overworld. But because I want to make this look like a portal to the mirror dimension, I'm gonna add glass everywhere. I mean, it looks alright, but now I have to make it so this portal actually takes me to a mirror dimension. And to do that, I'll have to mirror this village and make it on the other side of the bridge. But first, we have to clean all of this. And we also have to mirror the terrain and make it on the other side of the bridge. I'm saying that casually, like it's not gonna take me hours. And with that, the terrain is fully complete. But now we have to make a mirrored version of this entire village right here. This is gonna take a lot of time. But luckily for me, I have downloaded a mod called Lightmatica. And if you guys don't already know, with the help of this mod, you can copy any structure and paste them anywhere in your world. But if you're in survival Minecraft, you can build them with the help of a blueprint. Now if we just copy this house and save the schematic, finally we can load it right here. But now I have to collect all the materials, and I need a lot of wood because all of the village houses are made up of wood. But luckily for me, I already have a wood farm in this world. Now let's check the result. This should be good, but for some reason this chicken is stuck in this wood farm, which produces me infinite amount of eggs. But I also decided to get other small materials which I'll need for the houses. Therefore, we can start building. From this point of view, it looks like I'm building the house from scratch. But actually, I'm just placing blocks in a blueprint. And just like that, the house is fully complete. But believe me or not, it's a complete mirrored version of this house. But that's only one of the houses complete. Only 14 remain. And I'm actually dividing this project into two parts. In the first part, I'll make all the buildings, including all of these houses. And in the second part, I'm gonna add small details like these farms, pathways, and lamps. But first, let's start by making all of the houses. But now with 4 houses complete, we are 25% there. And even though we're only quarter of the way there, this already looks identical to this village. With that, all of the village houses are fully complete. But that means we can move on to the next stage, which is decorations. Now this includes all these farms, pathways, and lampposts. But instead of doing a boring time lapse like I did in this entire video, I'm gonna show you the power of editing. Alright, that transition might not be as good as I expected, but at least the shops are done. And next up, we have to make farms. Now I have two options here. The first one is to grow my own vegetables, which will take a lot of time. But the second one is to leave the farms empty, which will look ugly and not realistic. So I chose none of these. I'm just gonna steal the vegetables from the villagers. And now we just build the farms. Now we just need to make all the pathways. Let me just get some diamonds and let's craft a diamond shovel. And now let's start. And the village is fully complete. Therefore, we can move on to the next step, which is to fix the terrain and remove all ugly things. Well, except me, obviously. Jokes aside, we actually have to fix the terrain. And by fix, I mean to make it look a bit more natural. Because right now, it looks like it's floating on the river. But to fix this, we need to place sand on all sides of the island. But luckily for me, I already have a sand duplicator. And I just need to replace this with sand. And I also made this chunk loader so the chunk is always loaded. And now we just AFK here. And while I'm at the sand duper, I want to remind you about subscribing. Because if you enjoy watching my videos, it's an easy way to support me. It's completely free and it also helps me out. Now let's check the results. Alright, that should be enough. But now for the hard part, we actually have to place the sand. This is gonna take a while. Now the land is connected to the bottom, but it still doesn't look natural. So in order to do that, I'm gonna make small beaches around the island. And this looks much better than what we had in the start. But that means we can move on to the final step, which is to add small details. You see, I'm making a mirrored dimension, not a mirrored village. So that means I have to mirror every small detail, including this small lake. And believe me or not, the lake is exactly the same. Now this already looks insane, but to spice it up even more, I'm gonna build a small boat. This might just look like a very small boat, but from the inside there's a lot of space. And by a lot, I mean this. You can also place a bed here. Jokes aside, since we made this boat on this side, we're also gonna make a mirrored version of it. But I've been so busy in this project that I completely forgot how far we've came. I also mirrored these details like these trees and pumpkins. With that being said, we are almost finished. There's just one thing left to do. We have to mirror this crater. And just like every Minecraft player would, I started off by digging with shovels. But then quickly realized if I keep doing this, it's gonna take hours. So I decided to use TNT. And luckily for me, I already have a gunpowder farm in this world. So after getting all the gunpowder and crafting it into TNT, I started the mining. And with that, the mirror dimension is complete. And as you can see the reflection in the mirror. I'm just kidding, that was editing.